Hi boys and girls, welcome to your RE lesson this afternoon. We are having a look, we're going back to humanism that we had a look at before Christmas. We were even lucky enough to have a humanist speaker address 3 classes. So we're going to have a little bit more of knowledge now and we're going to apply it to our lessons in humanism. So we're focusing on understanding the golden rule and applying this to different religions, specifically humanism. So before we start, quick question, do humanists believe in a God? Okay, do humanists believe in a God? Remember that we said that they like to live a life that's fulfilled, they like to lead a good life. They do not believe in a God. They do not believe in a superior, supernatural being that tells them right from wrong. They believe that their life choices and the effects it has on other people leads them, it guides them to lead a good life. So let's find out a bit more. Right, living a good life. Humanist teaching stresses the importance of living a good life. It looks at and it examines the fact that if your life is fulfilled and you are doing good deeds, you are making the moral right decisions, your life is fulfilled. You are doing what humanist says you should do. So they don't have sacred books, they don't have holy spaces. So like we've just said, how do they decide how to behave? How do they find answers to their dilemmas? Humanists believe that human beings have a right to shape their own lives. They believe that people shouldn't tell you how to live your life. They believe that it shouldn't come from a scripture. It should come from your own experiences and your own reactions. They believe that you have the responsibility of shaping your own life in a way that is good and it helps the world around them. So if you're doing things that are good and it's helping others, you are living a good humanist life. They believe you can use history, science and life experience to make good decisions. Flicking back on history, looking at different events, did it go the way it should be? Did a lot of people have good reactions to it? Did it benefit a lot of lives? Yes, if it did, then you carry on that. Looking at science, looking at life experiences as well. By saying that thing to somebody, did it upset them? Did it make them feel good? If it made them feel good and they were happy, then that's a good choice. That's living a good life. Right, what we're going to focus on this lesson, we're going to have a look at ethical decisions. Now, an ethical decision is weighing up the consequences, weighing up the right and the wrong, and how to approach a situation in order to make the morally right choice. So remember, we've just said that what underpins humanism is living that good life. Humans need to make a decision by considering the positive and negative consequences of their actions. Should I say this to my friend? Would it upset them too much? Should I tell them that yes, you shouldn't wear that to a party? Or would that offend them? It's all about making those consequences, weighing up the positive and negatives. They do not believe it's possible to make a perfect choice, but they can use information that we have to make good choices for themselves and for others around them. Humanists call this the golden rule. The golden rule, they also believe, is to treat others the way you would like to be treated. Does this sound familiar to you? Have you heard that before? Have you heard it anywhere else? When maybe looking back on our RE lessons, maybe throughout school, maybe whoever you live with might have said it to you. Right, before we look at the golden rule for humanists, we're going to have a look at the golden rule in different religions, because each religion will have a golden rule. So let's have a look at Christianity first. In everything, do to others as you would have them do to you. This is quite similar to the humanist golden rule. Moving on to Judaism. What is hateful to you, do not do this to your neighbour. This is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Again, quite similar, isn't it? Let's have a look at Hinduism. This is the sum of duty. Do not do to others what would cause pain if done to you. Again, they're very similar. They're just said in a different way, aren't they? Buddhism. Treat not others in ways that you would find hurtful. Again, they've all got the same moral message. Sikhism. I am a stranger to no one, and no one is a stranger to me. I am a friend to all. Think about what qualities you need to have in order to be a friend, in order to be a good friend. And last one, Islam. Not one of you truly believes until you wish for others what you wish for yourself. Again, very similar. It's passing that message on of treating others the way you would like to be treated. Right, what would humanists do? Christians also often ask themselves, what would Jesus do when they encounter a challenge of difficulty? Here we ask what humanists would do. You're going to read the following dilemmas on the next couple of slides, and I want you to tell me how you would respond first, and then how a humanist would respond, taking into consideration the consequences of their actions. Right, our first dilemma. You've seen something unkind written about your friend in a text message. First off, I'd like you to write down on a piece of paper what you would do, and then I'd like you to write down what a humanist would do. Pause the video. And here we have dilemma 2. You see a person run into the street shouting for help as you drive along the opposite side of the road. First off, what would you do? What would you do that ensures that you're safe? And secondly, what a humanist would do. Write it down. Pause the video. Our next slide, dilemma 3. The local council is starting to cut down some ancient trees on your road. Again, number 1, what would you do? Write it down. What would a humanist do? Slide 4. You realise you've not paid for something in your shopping bag by mistake. What would you do? Write it down. And then what would a humanist do? Okay, now you've completed all your dilemmas and you've got your ideas. I'd like you to choose one scenario that you've looked at from those dilemmas. And I'd like you to create a comic strip illustrating what a humanist would do in that situation. As you can see, we've got an example of what a comic strip might look like in the bottom corner. I'd like you to do that. Once you've done it, take a picture, submit it to Class Dojo, and a teacher, either Miss Crane, Miss Bowden or Miss Burrows, will get back to you with your amazing work. Off you go, boys and girls, well done.